Welcome. This is Roos and Mac on the mic, and we're here talking about episode 2, season 3 of House of the Dragon. And wow, I mean, I'm satisfied. This is way better than what I thought it was going to be.
No, yeah, Queen's Landing. Honestly, it was a good episode. I kind of didn't really love the last episode. I mean, I liked it, but it sounded like I hated it. I mean, with how I talked in the last episode, but I definitely liked the last episode. It just there's a lot of stuff that they changed that just still drives me crazy. But this episode actually was very faithful for the most part, and just the acting in this episode was so good. I loved it. It was a really good episode.
Yeah, no, last episode was great, and this episode just surprised me even further. And we all knew it was going to be a little bit slower. It was going to be obviously not just a bunch of battling like last episode, but it was about closure, and it's got to be said right off the rip. Everybody everywhere is talking about it. This should have been on last season. This should have been the final 2 episodes of season 2, and it just would have worked a lot better than what we got. The
No, yeah.
the pacing was kind of really messed up, and yeah, no, it was not a good decision on the
No,
higher
yeah.
execs.
HBO
Yeah,
killed last season because if these 2 episodes were added to the end of last season, I still don't like the season as a whole, but it would have at least ended on a really good note and ended on a big cliffhanger. Just what's gonna happen next season, but it's okay. At least it's still good stuff. It just sucks this season's also shorter, so it's probably gonna be another situation like that at the end of this season, but that's okay because this episode was really good, and yeah, it would have been a really good final episode. But even where it is still just it's a really good episode.
yeah, and it picks off right after the end of the last episode where we're seeing the Battle of the Gullets, and we get to see the Dragon Seeds show up for the Battle of the
Oh
Gullets.
yeah, a
Something
little
we were
late.
disappointed about last episode.
No, yeah, they had to. The witch told them, and they show up a little late, but yeah, no, at least they're there, trying to finish off the rest of the triarchy, and it's yeah, no, they're actually very proficient with their dragons. They've trained hard in these however long it's been, because that is the one thing this show's not great at is time passing. I have no idea how much time is passing at any given moment, because especially that happened a little bit this episode.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, we're gonna get to it in just a second as it directly correlates with this battle. But the battle's ending. All these dead bodies are just floating around everywhere. It's a massacre, and of course, one of the biggest downfalls, one of the biggest downsides, is our fallen brother Jace as he comes home to Dragonstone.
And they just leave him on the floor.
Yeah,
They don't even put him
yeah.
on a table or anything. They're just like,
He's still on the gurney.
"Hey, Rhaenyra, hey, you might not want to look. It's your boy." And I mean, as much as I'm making fun of it, Emma Darcy's performance in that scene is just amazing. Rhaenyra, you can just feel Rhaenyra's just grief and how she's just trying to figure it out in her head, and just he's dead. Like, another one of my sons is dead, and it's well, it is her fault, kind of. I mean, she doesn't take it that way, but that's whatever. It's still a very powerful performance, and Rhaenyra, you can just feel just Rhaenyra's pain through the TV screen.
Oh yeah, and she's going through multiple stages of grief, like through our very eyes. She has anger. She has the bargaining when she's literally trying to bargain with dead Jace, and just denial too. It's so many of the stages she's just going through, and at the very end when she's just holding him after after her, the Queen's Guard, who had actually, trapped her in there on Jace's orders, he said, "Hey, I messed up, and I know you're dealing with this right now, but you need to just kill me because I messed up." And sure, maybe that's what he deserves, but wrong time, wrong place.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, yeah, it's read the room, buddy. I
Yeah.
don't think she wants another person to die because you're literally Rhaenyra's last Queen's Guard member left. So I
Hmm.
don't think now's the time. Maybe give her some time to grieve. Don't make it about you, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And not just Emma Darcy too, Bela. every main character in this room just has this grief on them, especially Bela. I mean, this is her betrothed. I really really wish we would have saw some level of like of intimacy between her and Jace, because it really seemed like they were definitely like good friends. They trained on the dragons together, and it seemed like they knew each other well and were very friendly and everything, but there's just this little bit of like romance intimacy that was missing that might have been fine. I mean, it didn't have to be full blown sexual, but like maybe like a kiss here, you know. I think it would have helped a lot with Jace's death, and it also would have helped with Bela having to grieve after this.
Oh yeah, just more of them together because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they just obviously we highly feel like Jace didn't get enough screen time because his
Mm-hmm.
death could have been more impactful if they gave him more screen time. But yeah, it's just another casualty of HBO being like, hey, this wasn't instantly a crazy moneymaker. You only get 8 episodes, sorry. Because yeah, I think if they had more time, they definitely could have fleshed both their characters out more, just giving them more screen time because they are relatively important to the grand story. But yeah, no, like you were saying, all the performances in that scene are just so good, and it's just it was tough. It was tough to watch because yeah, this is now the second son she's lost. I hope she can understand that. Yeah, no, maybe she should do something.
Yeah, no, and she'll come around to it, but this blow after this is her second son now. You know, Luke, and now Jace. It's just it's all piling on now. But yeah, no, that scene in particular is pretty tough. Unfortunately, there is a very hard cut in the middle of her great performance,
Mm-hmm.
which that's just happening in film nowadays. These really bad cuts.
Oh yeah, it's very jarring,
That's a whole separate issue. But
especially because it's this highly emotionally charged
mm-hmm,
moment. Hard cut to yeah, just Reyna
mm,
wandering.
yeah, just flown back right to the Vale, right to the Erie. Instead of going to Dragonstone, maybe she told Sheep Stealer to go back to the Erie. I think that's probably what happened, because she doesn't want to go back to the queen and
No,
say, "Hey, I hopped
made
on a wild
whoopsies.
dragon. I actually left your two sons alone that are going to another continent, and I picked up Sheep Stealer, who may have or may not have had a major hand in Jace's death." And yeah, so I think she just kind of dipped.
No, yeah, I definitely 100% think that's why she went back to the Vale. I just this whole scene, and it's funny because the thing that bothers me the most about this scene is probably something that most people don't even really care about, but just the fact that Reyna walks up and the way this is edited and the way this seems is that Reyna literally just dipped, like you said, from the battle. Like the second Jace got knocked down, she's like, "Oh, I gotta go." Dipped, got back to the Vale with the quickness.
Mm-hmm.
Yet somehow Jane Eyre, before she even gets there, heard from someone that Jace died. Because literally, she walks up to her, just, yeah, no, I was at the battle. Oh yeah, I heard the Jace is dead. How did you know that? You're all the way up in the Erie. The battle literally just ended, as we've seen with all the flying. So yeah, no, that definitely bothered me in this scene. I just all the Reyna Sheep Stealer stuff is just it just always grinds my gears because it's just so slow. But at least we do get a little bit of the payoff with Jane Eyre's throwaway line of that the boys did go to Pentos,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they made it, I guess.
we did get a confirmation that that is where they're going. So that is an important piece of information. But yeah, I don't like this telephone that she just kind of has, and this has happened in other times in Game of Thrones where, you know, maybe I can hope that these pigeons are just, you know, really working overtime, and they're available at every single war camp, and it's basically like, yeah, just sending a fax on over to somebody, like a little text message, an email. It literally, it's a little jarring for me. Like you said, I think if they edited this after the battle, kind of like after they find Corley's and all this other stuff, it would have been a little bit better. But this is done right, like right in the middle of before they even find Corley's. So it just feels a little too early for Jane Eyre to know this information, and eventually they keep talking, and they're like, Jane's like, hey, you need to get away from here, because if you were involved in killing the prince himself, I don't want you here. I don't want to be harboring anybody.
You know, no fugitives of the crown. I don't want to. I don't want any problems with the queen at all. No, yeah, that is a fair point. And I mean, yeah, no, I wouldn't want problems with the, especially because she's technically on the queen's side.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Or she's a abstain. No, she's
no,
on the.
she's
Yeah,
Jace. Yeah, she's the
yeah,
first person Jace flew to talk to,
yeah.
or at least in the book. I don't remember in the show. It's
No,
been a while.
he came to talk
Okay,
to her
that's what I
first.
thought. Because I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, Jace to the Vale, then Jace to the north.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, her and the north, they're both on their side. They're just, North said, we'll send the Greybeards maybe later. And then the Vales, I assume, just slowly
waiting for the
gathering.
end.
Yeah, or just slowly gathering their army or something. I don't know. She is sitting on the fence right now a little bit. I mean, she's declared, but she's not doing anything.
Yes, and due to this, she tells Reyna, "Hey, you can't stay at the Erie, but the entirety of the Vale is a vast land, and you can just hide in the mountains." And this is because Reyna does have a smart comment. She says, "Hey, you wanted a dragon to protect the Erie. I could do that for you. I can protect you." And hey, that's a pretty good bargaining chip. I'm not gonna lie. And Jane's like, okay, I get it. I really get it. So how about you just don't stay here and you protect the land?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe there'll be a little like, hey, come on over for dinner every once in a while, but just don't stay here and just protect the land. But no, she was in this scene. Jane was quite coarse
Oh, yeah.
and quite quick
Oh, yeah.
with her arguments and needs for Reyna to just not be there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I think it was just a yeah, whatever scene, but I did love the next, obviously the celebration after the battle. That was very
Oh
entertaining.
yes. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the fish feed battle, which we're gonna have to say right now. There's gonna be many battles that we get like this kind of interpretation of. We're gonna get the aftermath, or even like last episode where they're fighting the Lannisters for like 2 minutes at the end of the episode or the beginning of the episode.
Like just slaughtering the
Mhm.
leftovers.
Yeah, we're gonna see the ends of a lot of battles. Hopefully, I think. Well, God's Eye, I think, is definitely being set up as kind of like the next
Well,
Gullet Rook's Rest type of thing.
I don't know. Is there any armies fighting in God's Eye, or is it just what happens? Because I don't remember. I mean, I'm not 100% certain, but I know, there's a few battles like that don't involve the dragons that I'm
Mm-hmm.
just really hoping they show because they're so important for
Well, they
major
won't.
characters.
I'm sorry,
Well,
they
they
probably
have
won't.
to show Butcher's Ball because if they don't,
Yeah.
then
No. Yeah.
that and Templeton,
Yes.
that just has to be shown. So
I
hopefully next season they'll show a lot more of the actual battles. But
Yeah, for ones like this, unfortunately, we're just gonna see the aftermath. And hey, I loved this, end of the battle where they're all just hanging out, and Damon actually is kind of letting loose a little bit. He's chilling with the Tullys, he's chilling with the Blackwoods, and it's just it really is kind of a sight to see. Him just drinking and like singing with them as they're literally talking about all the fish feed that they just gave, all the dead bodies of the Lannisters down into the water.
no, yeah, I mean it was good until it wasn't, because obviously then Simon showing up and like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
not to interrupt or anything, but I just got this letter from the Queen, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And that was such a thin, like not very tall, but so long little note.
I think that's what the pigeon
No,
notes
that
are.
is, but it's just so funny looking because it's just so long.
Yeah, no, it's really funny,
So
but
that's probably a long ass note she sent.
yes, essentially the note saying, Jacaerys is dead. Come home right now.
Yeah, no, you need to get back here. We gotta figure out a new plan of attack. So yeah, no, that was definitely good. And I love Simon Strong. He's such a good little pal for Damon. But hey, that's he's got to come home. He's gonna
Yeah.
have to figure out. But at least he does tell the rest of the army, hey, meet me at King's Landing. That's where
Yeah.
I'm going.
And there's a lot of really interesting people in this army. You've got obviously Roddy, you've got the Tully, You've got the one Blackwood lady who I don't know.
Allison.
Yes, she was singing and drinking. She looks like a warrior. There's a lot of really interesting, cool people, and unfortunately, in the books, there's even more cool people and interesting characters. Unfortunately, many of them just don't like fully. Not that they don't matter, but it's just they're just kind of like cool, interesting characters.
Oh,
This
yeah.
show has definitely picked and chosen certain characters to definitely try to form more of plots around. Obviously, Allison and Rainier are the clear like main characters that they took, and they have kind of compiled a bunch of stuff that Laris does and Jace does and Corlys, and they kind of separate to Allison and Rainier on that, kind of giving those duties to give them a little more role, and that's okay. It's got to happen that way. Yeah, and so Damon now is gonna have a little fun conversation with Alice, whoever she's supposed to be.
The witch.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
self-proclaimed witch.
the owl, the barn owl.
I'm just a barn owl. And the
but
goat and the green man. She's a lot of things.
Yeah, but this time she's saying, hey. I helped you a lot in this war. I gave you information. I told you a bunch of stuff. I did stuff. So how about you in return give me Harrenhal at the end of this? And
He's
he's not happy about that.
no. He says this is a big important castle. It might look like shit on the outside because it's falling apart, but this is a nice castle that is very strategically important. I cannot just give this away to some no-name, low-born, not having a family ass woman who helped me a little bit. I mean, he says he'll talk to the queen, and I'm sure they can give her something. But yeah, no, she does not want that. She wants Harrenhal. I mean, it makes sense. She's like the ghost of Harrenhal. She's probably been there for a very long time, just hasn't owned it. So I mean, it makes sense why she wants it, but also David can't just give it to her. I mean, it's way too important of a spot.
Yeah, it's the biggest castle in all Westeros, and no, yeah, I get her point of view. She either is like a manifestation of all of the weirwoods that the whores cut down when they actually made this castle, or she could just be a bastard of the Strongs, of Simon Strong, and she just really likes the old gods and has fully committed herself, like a couple other characters in the Game of Thrones show. That does happen. Some people do just kind of fully submit to the old gods, and then bing bang boom, they just have magical powers or become green seers, or a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, no, there's just no way that the blacks are gonna give her Harrenhal if they win. There's
No,
just
yeah.
no way.
Me sense a little flippity flooping
But
from her eyes.
oh yeah, no, I would do anything in my power to get that castle. So we'll see where her road leads, but we're gonna go back as we kind of skipped around a little bit throughout the show. We see a couple scenes in and out, but this is really where we get to Alan trying to find Corlys, and he meets up with Bela. Actually, Bela's searching for Corlys as well. So is Adam. Kind of all of the Valyrian related people are trying to find Corlys right now. I mean, rightfully so. It's Bela's grandfather, Alan's dad, Adam's dad. So they kind of, and they still need the help of the Valerians.
No, yeah, no Corleys, no fleet. Well, what's left of the fleet?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they spent a lot of time looking for him, and but obviously the scene with Alan and Bela was good. It's always I really like both those characters. They just don't get enough screen time. Alan's starting to get a ton of screen time. I love it because he's awesome. He's just such a good character, and he's so important. But yeah, no, it was just definitely a good story to just help both of them just kind of talk about what has happened, and just because they've both been through a lot of shit, especially Bela. She's lost
Yeah.
so many people in these
Lost her
last few
mom.
months.
Yeah, lost her little brother-in-law, and now she's lost her betrothed. A whole lot of loss for a lot of the people on the black side. It's tough.
Yep. And then Adam is just had a terrible life, and now he's finally gained something. But now the one person, he's like, I can't find this guy who I'm now starting to obviously mend a little bit our relationship. So it's just another good scene in this episode.
Yes. No. Yeah. It is really good. And they continue searching for Corlys. They're still looking for him. really quickly, we do get a little scene kind of recapping up on what Aegon is doing, our favorite burnt sausage, and he and Laris are currently like captive, and they're being transported to the Red Keep, I believe, or to
Uh,
Dragonstone.
yeah, Dragon.
One, I
Eventually,
think,
Dragonstone.
eventually, as they were captured by Rhaenyra's men,
Oh yeah.
the Stauntons, and they are actually, yeah, I think they are heading to the Stauntons and through that land, and they get stopped by pirates because guess what? When the Greens sided with the Triarchy and said, "Hey, pirates, just help us," they didn't really give him a lot of instruction and guidelines on how to do that. So the pirates just kind of start raiding all of Westeros.
No, yeah, it's it's definitely a bit of a upper in this episode because everything's been just kind of a lot of sadness and just death. But watching Aegon and Laris just have their little like bromance, you're feeling a little better. I'm not talking to you. That's why I'm not asking for it. Like it was definitely funny, and I like. I mean, I just Aegon's character now current Aegon, not season one Aegon, but current Aegon is is definitely likable, and you feel bad for him because he's just gotten decimated, and obviously him and Laris are just an interesting combo that I never thought I'd like, but they're actually really funny together.
Yeah, and as soon as they're watching the pirates fight and everything, Aegon and Laris are trying to like look for some sort of whatever, and then this dude kind of pulls up like, "Hey, stop here!" And they're fighting, and the guard or the soldier looks over to a younger soldier, maybe like his son or something. They're kind of related. I didn't quite get it, but he looks over, he tells, "Hey, keep these two inside the box with all the." Uh, I think crows that they were transporting.
It was either crows or chickens, some kind of bird.
Yeah, they were loud. But as they do this, the older guard gets instantly like stabbed by the pirates, and so the younger, very obviously inexperienced, very chud like. That's the only word that came to my mind looking at this guy. He just gets stabbed by Aegon. Aegon, who is like a major third degree burn victim across his whole body, somehow jumped on top of this, like a semi armed guard, like chainmail in the helmet and all, and he just starts stabbing him on
Yeah,
the ground.
he just shanks him. He just shanks him to death with a broken arrow tip.
I mean, for Aegon, I mean, he did something on his own at a point where he can barely walk. So for him, I think this is a little bit of a confidence booster. But they kind of argue him and Laris as the pirates are fighting. They argue. Laris wants to continue down the path to get to Essos. That's what he wants to do. He wants to get them out of the fighting, out of the war, and get them to Essos. But Aegon wants to go to Rook's Rest for probably multiple reasons. He wants to go back to where he got burned, in my opinion. He wants to see where Sunfire is,
Oh
if
yeah.
Sunfire's still there, or if Sunfire was taken, because that's kind of still a question. And he thinks that they're still in control of Rook's Rest. And if they are, he thinks he can get some help. I'm thinking in my head, why would I want to go to Rook's Rest when I know that my brother wants to usurp me? So I I don't know what's going through Aegon's mind. I think
I think it's the dragon. I think he
yeah.
just really wants to go get Sunfire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure that's where we'll see him next. He'll be at Rook's Rest, and I'm sure Sunfire will be will be there, and he'll get his get to reunite with Sunfire, and that'll be a nice moment. We'll see how messed up Sunfire is.
Yeah, they'll be a pair for sure. But we get to go back after this, and we do finally. They they find Corley's just not sitting, but like his body's kind of laying on a rocky shore, and it's like, how did he end up here with the heavy plate armor? This doesn't look like it's anywhere near the teeth, and we just got to go along with it. Hey, he floated.
Oh yeah, he floated all the way over there, and he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, no, that was a bit abrupt. Of just oh hey, yeah, there's Papa. He's just chilling in the water over there. Yeah, in his plate armor.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just funny to watch that because it's like I didn't really think he was dead, but it's just interesting that they made all this big deal about wearing plate armor, and probably the two people who wore plate armor. I mean, maybe Tylen's dead, but I'm assuming both the people wearing plate armor are gonna end up surviving.
I was hoping that like maybe like there'd be a through line, like we didn't see Thailand at all, so that's actually still a little bit of a mystery. But judging by how other Lannisters are in the water with heavy armor, I think he's a good swimmer, just like Jaime Lannister, which is so great. But Corlys, I really thought that like I was gonna get a scene where like Alan was going through the water like shortly after the fight with Lohar, and maybe would like pull Corlys out the water. No, just Corlys is just sitting, breathing, just totally fine.
He's just chilling.
It's just chilling. But enough complaining about how they found him. What actually really matters, and what actually gets screen time, is all of them sitting on the beach. All of the Valerians, and the few Targaryens being Baela. And, well, the only Targaryen, and then Adam, who is kind of now like I'm a dragon rider, so that kind of means like I'm Targaryen. I have Targaryen blood, but that's a whole other question now. But I'm not. I'm still lowborn, so and we'll see how that goes. But we do see, as I say, the most important part of this scene, and that's where Corlys first looks out over to the sea, sees his high tide, his castle that he built with his money that he made by exploring and traveling and doing a whole bunch of fun adventures and quests around the world. This isn't like some castle that he was just gifted, like everybody else in Westeros, inherited. He built this castle, and he's watching it be destroyed in front of him, and it's it's very tough. It's very tough. And all of this kind of culminates. He's got nothing left. His home is gone. His treasures are gone, but he has his family, and that's what's most important.
He has one thing left, and that is his last name that he can finally give to Alan. And yeah, no, that was such a great moment. Just Alan finally getting what he deserves, because he has literally been a ride or die for Corlys for years now, and he's finally getting what he deserves to be acknowledged as his son and getting his name. And just it was everything I was expecting it to be and hoping it would be. It was just it hit really well.
Yeah, no, that was definitely one of the best moments of this episode. There's a lot of great acting moments, as we said with Emma Darcy earlier, but this one just really hit. I mean, it was in the context of everything, and Alan finally like that's he said it's all he wanted was a name. That's he just wanted to be acknowledged, and now it finally happened, and it's just such a great thing to see. But yeah, they get to they get to look out over the sea, and they kind of have like a little nice family moment.
A little nice family moment, and then another not as hard cut, but another big cut to just Alice just wandering around, just hey, I need to talk to everyone, because the Aegon part of the deal that's already out the window. I need to make sure these gates actually open for Rhaenyra. She is gonna be mad. So at least she did something, and that was cool. And obviously, no, it was a lot of dongle going on in that scene with the gold cloaks and like the men's washroom.
Yeah, I mean like I get it. This is the locker room. You're just doing whatever you need to do. And it's kind of one small interesting part, and this is like a through line through the whole show and everything. I mean, she walks in, she's a woman, obviously going into a men's locker room, so they're kind of like they're chuckling a little bit, they're kind of looking at her a little weird, and I mean, like I get it. But of course, if she was a man, they wouldn't look any different at her. But it is what it is. And she, to her credit, she just kind of walks right past all of them. She goes right to business.
She's used to some weird shit.
Oh yeah, with Laris.
With Laris,
she's used in all the Targaryens.
All the a lot. She's used to a lot. She's seen it all.
Honestly, it's got to be said. I feel bad for Alicent and everything she's seen.
Yeah, no, this Alicent definitely,
way more than in the book.
Book Alicent just hates Rhaenyra. So I mean, this I mean, it's all deserved. But
Yeah.
oh yeah, this Alicent is definitely she's trying to not
Mm-hmm.
renege on her deal and
Mm-hmm.
actually get it working. And obviously talking to the Gold Cloaks, it seems like it works. And then yeah, has to tell off her her Kingsguard dude. Hey, just go set up the room for the small council meeting. I'm gonna go do some more stuff.
And Thorne's like, why are we doing that? What are you talking about? She's, don't ask questions. Don't ask. We're doing this right now. And he's like, oh, okay. And he then unfortunately talks to a certain Iron Rod and tells Iron Rod about Allison's plan, and this will unfortunately come up later. But at the same time, this is where Damon and and it comes home. He finally comes home after riding from the Tully slash Northern Army, and he comes home and
It's just funny that him and Vagar didn't see
oh
each
yeah,
other,
oh
crossing.
gosh,
Of course, right after Damon gets to Kingsland or Dragonstone, then Vagar leaves.
yeah,
Yeah.
just so happened. One of those little coincidences that you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, he gets home, and funny enough, some of the first people that he sees are the dragon seeds, except for Adam, who Adam was out looking
Yeah,
for
no.
Corley's at
Adam's
the
just
time.
allowed to do it. He's a special dragon seed. He can do
Yeah,
what he wants.
but Ulf and Hugh, they are kind of just sitting there waiting, and they see Damon and like, hey, we came home because we thought there's some shenanigans going, and he just rips them.
Well, they were trying to. They were being so polite. Alf was being so polite, like
He was
so much
trying,
more.
yeah.
Like he was like, my prince.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to like hug him.
He goes for the hug, and
No,
yeah, he gets
don't
shut
touch me.
down. Yeah, he gets shut down very quickly.
Oh yeah, shut down. Told, why did you not stay there? Well, we talked, we got scared, and we saw a witch, and a witch told us to come help. Bitch slap.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
listen to the queen.
Yeah, absolutely slaps the crap out of Ulf, and Ulf, to his credit, takes it. I mean, last episode he was kind of like really rebellious. He wanted to do his own thing, but when he's in front of another dragon rider that's like his superior, he cracks down. He falls in line. So like I was saying last time, I think if you put a Targaryen to babysit them, they actually probably would have stayed at Harrenhal and ended up killing Aemon.
No,
Or
yeah,
Aemon. So
Vagar.
yeah.
The second Vagar shows up, they would have been 3-on-1 with
Mhm.
three big boy, well, two big boy dragons, and then medium sized fierce dragon.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think they definitely, like you said, would have stayed if there was actually somebody keeping an eye on them.
More than just the newly recruited dragon seeds.
Yes, and then yeah, just that.
just them. So we get to see a lot of the interaction between Damon, and Damon kind of goes back to his original self, like from like season 1, but he only really ever does this when bad things happen, which is, pretty human. People kind of go to their bad traits when bad things are happening. It's coping, it's what it is. And Damon likes to cope by insulting people and making himself feel superior, and that's what he does to Ulf. And to his credit, Ulf kind of messed up. They messed up not staying at Harrenhal. So it's a little bit of a wash, but we'll see a little bit more. But he's like, hey guys, just listen to me from now on. Don't think, don't make your own decisions, and just be good soldiers.
Yes, be good fodder for the other dragons. Be good dragon food. Oh yeah, that scene's definitely it's. I mean it's like you said, it's Damon just showing that he has grown his character, but he can still reach down and pull out that inner dickhead that he has.
Oh yeah.
But then we get to see the exact opposite, his growth as a person when
Mhm.
he consoles Rhaenyra in the bed. When Rhaenyra's literally like, I don't care anymore.
Mhm.
My son's died. Like,
Yeah.
what is the point of this? And then Daemon has to be like, hey, if you just give up now, then they died for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, she says, I paid both of my sons' lives for a chair made of swords. And when you think about it, that's what they're all fighting about. Now, of course, they're fighting over the title and, the power of being king or queen, of course. But in the material sense, they're fighting over a chair.
A big
That's what's
pointy
going
chair.
on. Exactly. A chair that you can very easily cut yourself
Oh yeah.
on. I mean, it's not comfortable. They're fighting over a not comfortable
Well,
chair.
it's not like they're fighting over a nice lazy boy or something
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
like that. No, they're fighting over a hard metal throne that has already killed one king.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'd be on the green side if it was a lazy boy.
Oh,
You
true,
know,
true,
yeah,
true,
I'd
true.
have a little more sympathy for them.
Exactly, exactly.
but but no. And as you said, yeah. Damon speaks to her in High Valyrian, the language of their ancestors, basically speaking to her in Latin, original Latin, and just tells her, hey, we remember the Song of Ice and Fire because
Yeah.
funny enough, I had a little peyote trip dream the other day, and I now know the same thing that my brother told you. So,
Yes.
and I know that he told you, although that's
Yes. I mean,
probably pretty
I
given.
think she told him in one of the seasons. I don't even. There's so much at this point, but
Mm-hmm.
no, yeah, I don't know. It's just so it's a lot when they keep referencing Song of Ice and Fire. I just wish they would just ease off on that a little bit because we all know how that. I just feel like reminding us of something that ended so poorly is always going to evoke bad emotions from a lot of people who watch that, especially because that just doesn't have anything to do with any of the we gotta our great 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 granddaughter's gonna be she's gonna be the one in the fire. So I don't know. The rest of but the rest of it is amazing, and yeah, him speaking to her in High Valyrian is like you said. Whenever he gets serious, he busts it out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He consoles her, and I mean, what she's feeling is all completely valid, but very, very unfortunately, what he's saying is just as valid. This is a critical juncture for her. If she can get up and go to the Red Keep right now, if they go, Vagar's not there. They do finally, the spies come in and they say, hey, you know, Vagar was just seen leaving King's Landing. So this is the opportune moment, and after a little more consoling, he finally does convince her, "Hey, let's go." And she, with her stern, angry face, with the dark, sullen eyes that she's got, she puts on this full black armor attire, basically mourning her sons, and and Damon just puts on that epic armor that he's got. That super cool suit.
And nice and
Oh,
slender, dark
oh
sister.
yes. Oh, he's got the fit.
No, he does have the. He's got drip. He's got drip. And
Legendary outfit
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
they're mogging everyone, and then we get to watch our old pal, our old buddy. That is funnily enough. I don't really know much about Iron Rod, but I know that so far in this show he hasn't he's been a bit of a dickhead, and he's obviously power hungry, but he wasn't awful, and he did kind of help Orwile and was like, hey, maybe don't execute that, so that's seemingly good. But then this episode, he just kind of completely 180s, and I guess he just wasn't. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna sexually assault the Dowager Queen.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. He is downright. I don't know. Like I think they're going for just a pure villain out of this guy at this point, and it's very clear that his villainy is in his just pure sexism and pure, just like you said. He well, first he threatens her. He blackmails her. He says, "Hey, I know that you're trying to
You're a
usurp
traitor.
Aemon, who's like my best friend because he lets me do whatever I want. So I'm gonna go tell the council. I'm gonna tell everybody that you're literally gonna surrender the city." And she's like, "No, you can't really do that." And he's like, "Yeah, well, on top of that,
And I'm just gonna
actually, I'm gonna close the door."
not lock the
And
door.
yeah, no, not very smart. Thank God he didn't. But he attempts to take her,
Oh yeah.
and it's really, as you I can't put into words how it kind of starts off where you're like, okay, I think he's gonna try to do this, and then there's a few moments where it's like, oh wow, am I actually gonna witness this? Like, am I gonna see this? This would be terrible. Thank thank the Lord, thank the seven that Orwile and guards just kind of pulled up out of nowhere. I think they heard Allison screaming. I
No,
think.
yeah, because dude's an idiot
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah. No, dude is
loaded
an
cast.
idiot.
I don't know. It was, I don't know. It was a bit of a ridiculous scene to me just because it just didn't make any sense with how he's been portrayed so far.
Yeah, and the fact that he just thought like, oh, this is okay. I'm gonna get away with this. Like that.
When there's so many people in the castle, like
He
right outside that door.
I think he may have thought that like that like Allison's plan was like already gonna happen and like everybody's gonna be in a commotion and he just wanted to do what he does with his iron rod and yeah, but yeah, thank the seven that Orwile pulled up because if he didn't, Rainier or excuse me, Allison would have once again been the victim. I mean, he tried, so it's not like she isn't a victim, but like it would have been again another full on just complete SA like Laris and Viserys a little bit. It's a little more gray, but she's been involved in a lot of sexual acts that were not wanted. So I really feel bad for her. I really she needs to get out of King's Landing.
Oh yeah, I mean she's trying, her and Helena, go around and get all the scorpions to, or well, they at least tell him, hey, can you please not? Maybe we don't attack Rhaenyra because if you guys didn't notice, she has like a bunch of dragons,
Yeah, like a bunch.
and even the tiniest dragon will flambe all of us here on the ramparts. So maybe we don't fight this battle because I don't think we can win it. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, well, your queen demands you to turn down your ballistas. Uh, what does the queen say?
Oh, no beast shall be harmed.
Woo!
Hey, Helena, doing something. I'm really happy.
No, yeah, Elena's just the one, as Allison says. I just want to protect you. I just want to get you out of this and make sure you don't succumb to this insanity that is the Targaryen family.
Well, in one quote that I really liked, I think it explains like why she's basically taking Helena and why I think a huge reason why she's flipping on a lot of stuff. Just one of the reasons, but a quote I really liked is she said, "Well, you said you're not happy, and that like pained me a whole lot." And I'm like, this is such a motherly reaction. You know, her child is unhappy and is in pain, and it just gives her pain back. So it really again tells me like, hey, Allison really has just made a lot of bad decisions. Like she's not a bad person, and she was manipulated by Otto and by all these Targaryens and high politics in general, and of course this whole conversation of women in politics. That's what the whole show is about. But I really like to see that she truly does care for the things that are most important, like her children.
Well, she's actually grown. Well, she doesn't really care about her other children
Well,
anymore.
she's had to sadly give up on them because Aemon wants, just like these other men, wants to do stuff to her, and he's her son. So that I don't know how we go back from that, and then Aegon has been doing that stuff to random women
But
since he
has
was
he?
like 14.
But has he?
Well, I don't want to talk about the barmaid. That's such
Oh
a
yeah,
whole.
it's just tough because I have a hard time believing like her. I mean, obviously she's grown as a character. It's always hard for me to see her just giving up on her other children. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I still don't like you for that because I mean, Aemon, yeah, he's kind of a lost cause at this point, but Aegon is literally not at all because he has literally grown so much as a character, but she's just giving up on him. But it is what it is because yeah, Helena, I guess, always been her favorite probably. So yeah, just get Helena out
Well,
of there.
and the other favorite is just gone.
No,
Well,
yeah,
not
no,
gone,
she
but
hasn't.
he's on the other
Yeah, she
side.
hasn't
Dayron
seen
is
him in
just
forever.
yeah. So and yeah, no, I guess you're right. You know, she has kind of just given up on the other children, but I think because of this war and everything that's happening, she sees that she can't save them. Like Aegon's gone, Aemon is gone, and Daeron has been gone. So I think she thinks that if her and Helena and the grandchild are caught, they're probably gonna get like executed. They're like so she's I think she's making the best out of a bad situation, but yeah, no, it sucks that she has just kind of given up on her sons. It does just suck. Um, but yeah, no, the two of them they shut down the Scorpions. And that eventually is a huge part, which leads to the dragons heading to the Red Keep. And yeah, this is where we go back to Rhaenyra and Daemon as they are getting ready to leave Dragonstone finally to go basically assault or just really at this point just kind of step
No,
in to
just
Red
take it.
Keep. Yeah, just take it. Hopefully peacefully. And one thing before they leave that I just kind of I couldn't and there was a couple of conversations is this love triangle going on with Damon, the White Worm, and Rhaenyra, where the Worm kind of like I think she's definitely into Rhaenyra like a little bit. I don't think she's like in love with her or anything. And Rhaenyra definitely finds like solace and some sort of like a backboard to talk to and to confide in with the Worm. But I think she sees Damon completely like still as her husband, like as her partner. So I, and then Damon and the Worm have their own weird
They got their
friendship
rivalry.
rivalry. Yeah, I don't even.
I don't. I think the White Worm hates him, and I
Yes.
think at this point he's content knowing it doesn't matter. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I'm still the the white or the husband to the queen, so
And
that's all that matters to me.
and I've got bigger things on my mind. I've got the Song of Ice and Fire in my head. That's all I think about
No,
nowadays.
exactly. I'm goaded. Y'all can have fun doing whatever. I'm gonna keep winning us battles.
Yes, and they all hop. Well, all of them being Damon, Rhaenyra, the at least Ulf and Hugh,
Yeah, just Olf and Hugh.
and yeah, the
'Cause I
four of
think
them.
yeah, it's the four of them. Because I
Okay,
think Adam's still
with
having his little family
yeah,
powwow.
yes. But yes, the four of those dragons do head out, and Bela, I think maybe not. So at very least, the four of them they head out. They go to the Red Keep, and as Allison said, the Scorpions pull down their guns and they fly, and we actually get to see a lot of the characters that are in the Red Keep. Like we get to see um, Ulf's drinking buddies. We get to see Hugh's wife, who he's just kind of left. And I don't think they got like, divorced. I mean, they're lowborn, so they wouldn't do that.
Oh
They're just
yeah.
kind of separated. But like, they kind of are
He's
still
trying to earn a
married.
living for her. He's
Yeah.
trying. He's like, I won't come back until I've made something out of myself.
I mean, and also the prostitute that Amon was seeing. She also so all of these people that are in Red's Keep. I just like that we still actually get to see these people and they are real, but they're all looking up and they all see the dragons flying above them. And it's just kind of these really cool shots of all them flying. They all land right into the Red Keep, and they just kind of walk in. I mean, I think the dragon seats are kind of still flying and just kind of making sure there's no random Vagar that pops up. But the couple, the king and queen, they land and they go into the Red Keep. And some of the guards initially just kind of let them through. And then I think a lot of the guards that were not in the know how about this, they unfortunately get killed, or the ones that were just fully still like, I'm with the Greens. That's my King Aegon wherever, and Prince Regent Aemon.
Oh yeah. Well, we also get Aemon and Vagar attacking Harrenhal as well. Right.
Yes.
Right during that.
Yes.
And that was obviously badass. I mean, Vagar is literally just the biggest beasties, awesome she dragon in the world. Like she's just
Mm-hmm.
so powerful and
Mm-hmm.
just her jowls just filling with fire. But yeah, no, she's super badass, and watching her just attack Harrenhal again.
Mm-hmm.
Because she definitely remembers last time doing that. She was, oh, that was fun. Let's go do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I'm even bigger. I can do even more damage. So yeah, attacking it, that was great. And then obviously we had to get Aemon and his his little flex with just hopping off the dragon and just going in and 1v1ing, yeah, all these guards. Well, 1v like 5ing all those
Yeah,
guards.
all the random Tullys
Or
or who
the, yeah, just, yeah,
Riverlander
just
garrison.
random garrison that, besides the ones that he just burned like immediately. Because, yeah, I mean, luckily Damon didn't leave very many men there. Because he probably knew if somebody's coming, it's going to be Vagar. And I don't want to lose a bunch of men. I'll just keep the bare minimum necessity.
Yep.
But I did love the scene with Simon Strong because I just love he sees another Targaryen prince and he's like,
With some issues.
I think I can pull the same. I got the same playbook. This guy looks his vibe is very similar to Damon's. I know what to do. Hey, listen here, son. Hand on the shoulder. You're not too bad. Oh, then just no. I don't want to hear your pull out your sword. I don't got a sword. Well, I'm still gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I think that Simon could, and like kind of like you're alluding, he could have actually been like a good influence for Aemon. I think that could have actually happened, but he was just locked in. He wanted to
oh
take
yeah.
over the castle.
You're all traitors.
He did not want some new father figure in his life. He did not need any of that. He has he's already in his mind he's king. He's king. He doesn't need anybody else, and he's just gonna do his mission. And yes, he's up and murders Sir Simon Strong, and
His entire family.
yeah, then the other Simon other Simon's
Yeah, no,
sons, they just kind of get like you said
nameless. Yeah,
slaughtered.
whoever they are.
But fortunately, the last one was able to get like a good stab into his like back, like his lower back, and unfortunately, it just gets like sliced. But this does become like a pretty it looks like a mortal wound as Aemon kind of falls to the ground and he sees once again the barn owl, the goat,
Witch.
the witch.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna be what drives them together. She has to save him. He's gonna die if she doesn't save him. I mean, he passes out at the end there. So yeah, no, I definitely think he's gonna have to. Cause I think at first he was just gonna walk over and kill her, but the second he realizes, ooh, I got stabbed, and I knew I got stabbed, but this is actually much worse than I thought it was.
Yes.
Please help me.
Yeah, no, he says, please help.
I mean, he has no choice. He's like, I'm gonna die if you don't help me. So, please.
Yes.
And luckily for him, she had just got done fighting with her former Targaryen boo thing. So she's like, hey, I got room for another. Might as well. So I guess we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to try to use him to try to get Harrenhal for herself because that's kind of really her own goal. Is to get that. And who knows what for or why. I mean, other than the simple reason of she just wants a castle. I think there's obviously something deeper going on, whether it's with the old gods or whether it's with the Riverlanders or something's going on. But she's got a plan. But yeah, no, that's what happens to little old Amon and he did get his badass moment where he was killing a bunch of Tullys, but now the final long scene really with goes into the throne room and up to the throne room as Rhaenyra and Daemon are just walking through the castle. Daemon is literally just cutting everybody down in front of him. Everybody. And I'm gonna say right now the choreographing is a little making him look like some kind of video game badass boss, like the kind of single file line to him. And I mean, he looks awesome. He's just twirling and he's slicing and slashing, and it's really cool, and he's really cool. But I question the realism a little bit in some of these scenes, but hey, it's the end of the episode. You're trying to get Rhaenyra on the throne. I guess I get it a little bit for the theatrics of it, but it's it's a little nitpick I have.
Yeah, you just gotta give Damon his cool scene of killing everyone. And I mean, it's just funny looking at Dark Sister versus Blackfire. Blackfire is this massive, just thick. Just watching Aemon swing it is just this thick, huge sword. But then Damon's is this nice, sleek, thinner, just whoosh, like you said, he's just like whirling dervish through all these enemies. And yeah, they all just, oh, I'm just waiting around the corner. Oh, you got me. So yeah, no, that definitely looked a little cartoony with the way they were all just popping out of like corners and he was just insta stabbing them all in the heart. was a little cheesy, a little cheesy,
They
but
yeah, they eventually got to the same doors that we've seen throughout this whole show, the doors that enter into the throne room, and yeah, no, Damon opens it up, and normally, especially season one, Damon, I mean, he would have just gone right for the throne himself, but this time around, he looks back over to Rhaenyra and says, "McQueen, McQueen, come over and take the throne, McQueen."
my queen, I don't want it.
I
No,
don't want it.
I just want to be the sword of the king or the sword of the queen. But yeah, no, I mean, that was yeah, no, she's finally within grasp of the thing she's wanted for so long, and then yeah, obviously we get Orwell, the whole Orwell, him. Hey, please don't execute me. I know I've got someone you'd much rather kill. To then yeah, oh Ironrod, yeah, that's who I want to kill. And then the most goaded Black Cells employee who hasn't somehow has managed to live. I don't know how long it's been since this person's been in prison, but this dude has kept his mouth shut, not told a single soul that Laris imprisoned Otto Hightower this entire time,
Yeah.
and it's his gift. He's playing both sides. Laris is, I'm gonna help King Aegon, but also if the blacks somehow get in the castle, I've got another little side bet going on with that.
Yeah, no, and also how the last what's his name, the Thorn, the Kingsguard for the Greens, he does. I guess I gotta tip my hat to him. He really tried to do his job. He was like, I'm gonna stand up to Rhaenyra and you guys, and with admittedly like 14, 16 guys with him. So I mean, and even Damon looks over like, wait. Can I actually kill
There's a
all
lot of
of
men.
you? And he was kind of counting it. You could see him like, I can do this. But thankfully, gold cloaks pull up and just kind of save the day. And they're like,
New
hey,
Thor the goat.
yeah, no, we remember you were the ones who gave us our gold cloaks, and we are with you, Commander. And
I don't care how much you turn me. My cloak is still gold.
oh yeah, no, that's
Oh
such a
yeah,
good book quote.
that was beautiful. That was a great moment. Just yeah, watching all of Damon's hard work with the Kings go or with the gold cloaks pay off, and it's just funny because that who put him in that position? Otto Hightower.
Exactly, and they as you said, they pulled Otto from whatever basement that Laris was keeping him, and I do remember that Laris was like the head torturer, I guess. So he probably
Yeah.
does know people within the
The
prison
black
system.
cells are his home.
Yeah, so I can get by that. Well, that might be fine. It's just crazy that one singular worker was able to keep this a secret.
And not just randomly die because he looked kind of
Yes.
old too. Like
Mm.
it's
No,
just yeah, no, he was the best employee ever.
just another coincidence. But this does give quite the theatric scene where they bring Otto up, and they've got him and Ironrod both kind of kneeling in the throne room. And this is a huge moment where Damon keeps telling Rhaenyra, "Hey,
You have to do it.
you need to be the queen right now." And these people, especially Otto, he kind of started this war, and this is the whole reason the Civil War is happening right now. So do something about it,
Oh
and
yeah.
obviously to execute him.
Well, and all these people are watching you. Like
Yes.
you gotta do something because again, you're just standing here doing nothing. So you gotta you it's gotta be you. I can't be me. It's gotta be you.
Yeah, no, it's because the battle earlier, like with the gold cloaks and stuff, they were able to secure the throne room, and then shortly after, I think a lot of the like courtiers had just kind of showed up. So yeah, no, she's just standing in front of all these people with this audience, and she needs to do what she needs to do, and it's really tough, and it weighs on her mind. And at the same time, though, Otto is kind of like solace. He's kind of accepted this fate, and even he's in a weird way trying to help her, like make her look better. So I think he's kind of truly accepted his part in this, and even in his final moments, he's a decent enough guy to say, "Hey, I was wrong, and I at least am gonna try to help you make make yourself look good. Because funny enough, if this war never happened, Otto and Allison would have been great political tools for Rhaenyra. I mean, they know how the politics go. They know how to do all that inner working. She, as we've seen, she doesn't know anything about politics. She doesn't know anything about running a kingdom. They could have helped her, but because of everything that happened, which a lot of it was Otto's fault, and some of it was Allison's fault, and some of it was Rhaenyra's fault for not really taking a heavier role while Viserys was still alive. This is all. This all has to happen. In Otto's final moments, I mean, he accepts it.
You know, I mean, he does make the comment, if your father could see you now, he'd be so mad.
Mm.
So, I mean, I think he still definitely hates Rhaenyra and just, yeah, does not want any of this. But I think, yeah, also he's like, Aegon also sucked. So maybe none of you are a good fit to be on this Iron Throne. But yeah, no, like you said, at least at the very end, he's like, you know what? He does a little neck stretch and just, hey, here, hit my neck. And then Rhaenyra proceeds to just wind up and just right into the back, right into the top of his back. And oh, dude, when that happened, I was like, ooh, that's gotta hurt so badly.
Otto's just screaming in pain and yeah, no, it's just bad. And it's as Otto feared. Otto did kind of ask, he's like, can Damon do it? And
At least
Damon
so I don't
said
get
no.
hacked to death.
Yes, and at least he only got hacked once.
Yeah.
And then she made a very clean cut when she actually hit his neck. So yes, unfortunately, or you know what, kind of not really fortunate or Otto gets executed here. So uh, it's kind of what comes back to him.
But then we get the cathartic Damon ripping his sword out of Rhaenyra's hands, and then, could you please tell my family?
Yeah,
No.
cuts Iron Rod.
Bye
Head
bye, Iron
clean
Rod.
off. Goodbye to that horrible man.
Oh yeah, that was very cathartic. That was Damon, just the smile on his face. He's just, I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and he finally got to, because he's like, if I can't kill Otto, this is a good secondary prize.
Yeah, no, that was a very good moment for both us and them. Um, and they do this whole thing where she, walks through the blood of Otto Hightower, and she's slowly walking up to the throne, a lot like her father. And you can really equate a lot of what she's doing to kind of like what her father did, just in a slightly different way. But she cares about her family, and she tries to do things in a peaceful way, but things just never really ended up well because of her very low political skills. So there's a few similarities between her and her father, but at least this time she made real action. She went to King's Landing and she took over the Greens, who were just kind of they had taken over. So she finally gets to sit on the throne that she paid with the lives of both of her sons and the many soldiers, and as well as the queen who never was, and all of these people finally, at least in this moment, did not die in vain as she sits on the throne. And like, for her, this is very not only cathartic, but just it's a rush of everything that's happened. So, and as she sits on the throne for the very last image of the episode, and what should have been the end of season 2, but I digress. They bring in Allison, Helena, and and Allison just gets to see her father just dead, like decapitated in front of her, and she has this crazy look. And really the question for us is, how does Allison feel about this?
Oh yeah, I am gonna be actually pretty pissed if she's mad, because that just does not make any sense for her character, because she literally was trading her son so that didn't affect her. She was willing for her son to die, and she didn't like her dad. Like, she had a terrible relationship with her
Yeah,
dad. So
yeah.
I just don't think she has any right to be mad at Rhaenyra for killing her dad, because what'd you expect?
Mm.
If she promised that she wouldn't execute you two.
Yes,
That's all she promised.
exactly.
So you had to have known, if she ever got her hands on Otto, that dude is dying with a quickness.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So we'll see with the next episode, I guess.
I think she probably, like, not that she forgot about Otto, But she probably assumed that he just kind of hightailed it all the way over to Hightower and into Old Town. But he's been just in prison this whole time.
Just sitting in the dungeons, just wasting away. Although not wasting away, because he had a weird little like bump, like he had a big belly.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe he's getting beatings. There's
Yeah, no,
probably
I don't know.
something
It was just
going
it
on.
looked funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. No, this is just this is definitely it was definitely a good closer to the episode, and like I said, it would have been amazing to end season 2 on. But going here on out, I mean, Rhaenyra is back home. She is back in control of King's Landing, and we're gonna see what everybody does. We're gonna see what the Valerians do. We're gonna see what Damon and the Tullys do, and maybe whatever the Vale does. We'll see what Amon does with Alice at Harrenhal. And we'll of course we'll see what happens to Allison and Helena.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that'll happen in the next. Well, we'll see what happens next episode. The next episode will probably be a lot of talking because we got even more battling this episode a little bit. So I think yeah, this next episode's got to be just super dialogue heavy. These next 3 episodes, but we'll see. I am definitely more excited now because, like I said, this episode I definitely liked a good deal more than last episode. So I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
Man, if I give a rating for this episode, I'm really torn between the numbers of 6 and the number that follows it, 7. um, but I think I'll give it. You know what? I really enjoyed it when I was watching it. 7. I'll give it a 7.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was good.
I would definitely also give it a 7. It's a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, good, great closure episode to the battle last episode. It it did its job very well. So I think with that, that is our review, our thoughts and opinions on episode 2, season 3, House of Dragons. Uh, this is this is Roos and Mac, and I think we'll see you all next time.
Sayonara.
Peace.